guys, just doing a review for Fear the Walking Dead season. Is it season 7? I'm a bit lost where we are right now, but it is season 7, right? Episode 9. So this one kind of starts off with Alicia and everything that happened afterwards, but we don't really clearly see what happened after. It seems like Strand and Alicia was gonna have like a battle together because we kind of cut to I guess Alicia waking up in some strange house, and then like she sees this guy on the table, and then there's like music just blasting, and then there's like a walker coming up to him, so she decides to help him by dropping the music box, like, and that kind of makes him realize that there's someone behind him, like a walker, and then he kills it, and then he's just like, what did you do? And it took me like a few minutes to realize that, wait, his like that character's actually deaf, right? Well, the character's name is actually Paul, and actually in real life he's also deaf, which kind of I guess fits the role and with how he is in this episode, because I have to say he's probably like the highlight of the episode. Because some of the Alicia stuff, I'm a bit confused because of how they cut from what happened at the end of the first half of season 7 and then going into the second half. I'm like a bit confused with what's actually going on with Alicia right now, because we didn't see her for like most of season 7, like the first half, and we're just seeing it now, and I'm just a bit jumbled with what actually is going on with her character and stuff. I know that she had like a following and she was trying to lead him to Padre, but I'm still a bit lost. Yeah. With how her mind is right now, with her hallucinating all these stuff, especially that walker that actually bit her as well. Yeah, because she still has like a fever and everything, like, and I'm still not really sure if she's gonna survive the season, but there is hope, because imagine if it gets to a point where Madison finally comes back and she comes back at the same time when Alicia's basically dead. That'd be like, back in The Walking Dead season 5 when Maggie finally got to reunite with Beth, but Beth was, dead. So I just hope they don't do something like that. Yeah. I hope Alicia kind of finds somehow to survive. Like, I don't even know what's actually wrong with her, but I think we'll get more answers later on. And why she's having these strange hallucinations, and why her dreams kept making her think about Padre, because she's still trying to make a following to stand against Strand and actually get Padre, because Strand is controlling Padre right now, the tower. So yeah, she's trying to build an army right now. So instead, she confronts this guy called Paul, my favorite character of the episode, and it's one of those one episode characters, and they're definitely in the list of the best one episode characters, because would I say that Eastman's still my favorite? And then in season 6 of this show, yeah, and when I say season 6, I mean the original Walking Dead show, who, Morgan met and made him get his, all life is precious philosophy, yeah. Even though he's kind of got to a point where he's just like, I'll kill if I have to, but if I can save them, well, without killing them, then, I won't kill them. Like, he's finally got to like a middle ground, which is, a huge evolution for Morgan. But yeah, back to the stuff with Alicia and this guy who she meets, because basically Paul is a guy who's deaf but is also a magician, not magician, a musician, a magician. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, he's a deaf musician, so he can't really hear the music, but he can still like feel it in a way. And Alicia kind of notices that he has like a lot of broken instruments, and then there's like one instrument that stands out that he doesn't really want to talk about, and it was kind of obvious that that actually meant something to him, like probably like a loved one that he lost. And I guess I was right, because basically when the nuclear warhead detonated, Paul and his wife were kind of like in the middle of it. Well, they wasn't like together, like Paul was on the radio with his wife, but the wife was more closer to the, where the radiation was. And he sadly, heard her death, on the, the radio. And at the same time, he went deaf from the, what happened with the radiation and stuff. And then, like, the last thing he heard was her scream, so he kind of hears her scream all the time, and that's why he has, like, he uses that radio box to cancel out the sounds of what he remembers, the last thing he remembers before, he went deaf and his wife died from the radiation. Because he was kind of, like, talking to her at the same time before, it went down. Yeah. So it's kind of a sad story for him. But I do really like his character, and the way how they genuinely, show his, the way how he's deaf and how he adapts to stuff, like, because he's actually deaf in real life, and Hell, there's like a great character in The Walking Dead right now, Connie, who's just like my favorite character at this point. I mean, should I say second? I mean, I still love Negan. He's still my favorite, but Connie, like, man, she's definitely like close to the top. Yeah, like she's like the best new character they've added since Negan for me. So yeah, and if this guy actually survived, because sadly he doesn't survive the episode because he kind of sacrifices himself to protect Alicia, because basically the people who are looking for Alicia, Strand's group, are kind of looking for Alicia. I'm not sure if they're meant to kill her, like if Strand actually wants her dead at this point. But yeah, basically, Paul, tries to help her in the situation that she's in. He's a good shot as well. He's really good at shooting walkers, and some of the men, sadly, one of them, get the best of him and kill him at the end. Yeah, and I thought the person who he shot when all those walkers were there, like, because basically they have like a cage of walkers, and inside are the people that was following Alicia before, but it all didn't go to plan, and she kind of blames herself for their deaths and stuff, and she kind of talks about that stuff with Paul and all that. Yeah, and he kind of talks about his stuff with what happened with him. Yeah, before he went deaf, and how he got that that musical instrument for his wife and stuff for like her birthday. Just those kind of things. Yeah, and if you've watched the episode, then you know what they was talking about anyway. But yeah, because I don't want to focus too much on talk about that stuff. But yeah, just some really good character moments with Alicia and Paul. Yeah, them talking together and sharing what they've been through, and how they both like hear things that they're just trying to. Well, with Paul, he's trying to get rid of the voice that he hears, while Alicia, she's been following it the whole time, even if it's not real, but to a degree, it actually was real. Padre was real, but it was like a place. But the bad thing is that Strand controls it. She's trying to build an army to take it back, and at the end, I guess she does find like possibly something that could help her. Well, someone who could help her take a stand to Strand, but Morgan doesn't even know what to think of that when he finds her, because basically it ends with Paul making a distraction so Alicia can escape with his musical instruments, because basically the guy who's after Alicia, like, he basically shoots Paul. Alicia tries to save him, but Paul tells her to leave and he'll distract him, and then that's when he gets taken out while playing a musical instrument that he got for his wife, and you see his tears and everything, and you kind of hear the music stop, and Alicia just knows that he's dead at that point. And then there's just like this little girl who she kind of sees in her dreams as well. I'm not really sure who she is, but yeah, it was definitely a trippy episode with hallucinations and stuff. Like, yeah, it's like some parts where, is this real? And then it was really confusing at times, but I've seen movies that do things like this, like Memento and stuff, and yeah, I kind of got that kind of vibe where I wasn't sure what was actually real. But, when she wakes up and sees Morgan, I guess that's real, and she kind of tells her plan to Morgan to get her army to take on Strand, and yeah, basically that's how it ends. And it seems like in the next episode we're going to see Charlie and the others at Strand's place, because they was allowed to go, I guess. Yeah, because of Amy. Yeah. So we'll see how that goes in the next episode. So yep, that's my review of episode 1 of season 7. Not episode 1, sorry, episode 9. It's like, for some reason it feels like a new season, but yeah. Episode 9 of season 7, sorry. But yep, I'll see you in the next one, guys. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Peace.